So in one of the earlier sessions, we protected 3 virtual machines which are running in production in our US AVS instance, and these were protected to our EMEA AVS instance. After the initial setup, we did a DR test in the second session where we brought up a copy of the recovery VMs inside EMEA environment in an isolated environment and be able to test those while the production VMs are still running. So in this session, we are going to do DR migration where the VM which or the application which we have protected will actually be switched over and run from EMEA for a period of time, and while rest of the applications are still running in the US environment. Here again, the layer 2 extension using HCX will be very helpful to make sure network connectivity is available to the migrated VMs. So switching to my lab. So here's our, second. Here's our AVS instance in the West US, our vCenter. We've logged into Site Recovery Manager in the next tab. I do want to show you quickly our applications are running. If you remember, the 2, 8, and 10 are running in the US environment. I've logged into one of the VMs, and I'm able to ping other VMs on different networks. I should be able to ping our application VMs. I'm sitting on .2 and pinging .8 and so forth. So next, I'm going to go into my EMEA vCenter just to quickly show you my placeholders. The 2, 8, and 10 placeholders are in place. I'm going to switch back to Site Recovery Manager, where we initially set up the replication. We set up the protection group and recovery plan. Okay, picking my recovery plan, which has the 3 VMs, and I'm going to do DR migration by clicking on Run. There's a bit of warning. There might be disruption. I'm going to do planned migration. If it was a real DR event, then I would have selected DR. The main difference in this is the last sync is done, and there's a planned shutdown of the VMs running in production on the US side, and these will be and the copy will be brought up on the EMEA side. Okay, I'm going to finish this thing and go to recovery steps. Here you can see more details as to what's happening under the covers, and you'll start seeing these steps getting populated as we go along. Okay, so the VMs on the VMs on the US side are being powered off, and then VMs on the EMEA side will be powered on. Okay, so it's done in sequence. There's a bit of a downtime here because of the OS shutdown and boot up. We are not changing any IP address since we have extended the layer 2 network, but as a system, a Site Recovery Manager can be used to even change IP address while the VMs are booting up in the recovery location. So I'm hoping all the VMs on the US side, if you'll see the 2, 8, and 10 have been powered down since this is applied migration, and we should start seeing the VMs on the EMEA side booting up. You see 2 is booted up because this was at a priority to be booted up first, and then 8 and 10 will be booted up. Okay, just to going back to my Site Recovery Manager panel, here you're going to see these VMs come up. And once this is done, we'll do a quick login into one of those VMs, make sure it can reach others. Everybody's happy. In NSXT, these will attach to our layer 2 extension VM. So if you remember correctly, this is the segment which we had picked, and you're seeing 4 of them in here already. So first is the network extension appliance, the other are my 2, 8, and 10 VMs, okay? So they're gonna get attached to this segment. So far, everybody looks happy. Looks like 2's up, 8's up, 10's up. I'm gonna go check the My Site Recovery Manager. I think it's still finishing up its work. Overall, we are 86% done. So it looks like recovery is complete. I'm going to go quick check. I'll log into one of these VMs. So this is my 2. I'm going to check my IP address. It's 10.2. I'm going to ping my A neighbor just to make sure I can get to it, which I can. It's on local SDC, so pings are going to be in sub-millisecond. I'm going to ping the gateway. Since we had MON enabled, we are using the local gateway. I'm going to try pinging one of the remote VMs. So this is VM sitting in another location. As you can see, the path to get to it is over a wide area network. That's why the response time is in multiples of milliseconds here. Okay, so reachability there, everybody looks happy. And we already checked NSX. So let's say we stay here, run the application for a week or so, and then we want to fail back, right? So in any case, here, one key thing I do want to point out, you can come here and reprotect your application. So I'm going to reprotect my application. All right, not fully done yet. Just want to make sure it's complete. So applications are still active here, and there's work going on to reprotect this VM. So let me go back into Site Recovery Manager, see if you notice, these applications are now in the incoming. Earlier, when we were protecting from US to EMEA, they were in the outgoing because they were running locally in US. And this is the Site Recovery Manager panel. As you can see, it's in the West US. And the application is now running in EMEA and being protected back to our US instance. That's why it switched from outgoing to incoming. So this work is still going on. Let's go back. Yeah, it's still in progress. So what we have done in this case is we confirm the application was running in production in our US AVS. We migrated the whole application to EMEA, ran there, make sure everything was happy. Then now we are reprotecting the application while they're running in production in EMEA. They are being protected back to the US instance. Looks like we've had some error. Let me investigate that. So as you'll notice, we were trying to reprotect the VMs running in EMEA, and during the reprotection process, we got an error that there are not enough licenses. And when we go to our EMEA AVS portal in the add-ons disaster recovery tab, you would notice the license key was initialized to 0, so we never had put any key. That's the reason the reprotect was failing. We are working on adding a key to this environment to see if this will work. So I made an attempt at adding a license key to the EMEA side. I'm going to try to reprotect again. Okay, let's see if it works this time. I'm going to, oops, sorry. Force cleanup. Let's see if this does any better. So it looks like the reprotect worked this time. We got a clean sheet here. I just want to do a quick check. Like this time it's success. Last time there were errors. Let's go back and check our replication. So all three are now in the incoming. So they're running in production now on the Europe side, and the recovery location is US now. So let's go check our EMEA vCenter. So these VMs are up and running. I'm going to go do a quick check. Look at this. So as you can see, these placeholders with those three dots in it is in place. So everybody looks happy now. So so that completes our DR migration test case. So I'll see you in the next one.